You're listening to the Cool Audio Podcast, your escape into the world of stories, sounds, and imagination. Whether you're driving, chilling at home, or just need a moment to unplug, we've got a story just for you. So sit back, relax, and let the journey begin. Justin remained calm. He sat on the bed, still playing with his phone. President Cooper, I miss you. I can't sleep. Didn't I tell you not to come? Justin said calmly. His eyes were still on his phone. He seemed to be playing a Candy Crush game. But I really miss you. You've been staying here for so long. I haven't... There were only the two of them here, and Justin knew what Zoe wanted to say. Stop. Justin looked up. President Cooper! Zoe pouted and started to act cute. Zoe, let me ask you, do you want to continue being famous? As a celebrity? Of course, I want to. Zoe was stunned by Justin's sudden question. Justin really wanted to ask people to tie up this woman immediately and feed her to the sharks. After all, Zoe had committed so many atrocities, whether it was in the dream or reality. Justin didn't like this woman at all. However, Justin controlled himself and told himself that this was a parallel universe. Zoe didn't know Chloe yet, so she hadn't done anything to hurt her. If you want to stay at Imperial Star and continue to be famous, if you want to continue filming and earn money, from now on, stay away from me. Don't be a batch. President Cooper, Zoe was stunned. What was wrong with Justin? He wasn't like this before. Don't ask me why. I'm not in the mood to explain so much to you. Anyways, from now on, you're an artist under my company. Other than that, we have nothing to do with each other, and you're not allowed to use me to earn popularity, or else you'll be gone. Of course, Justin meant that he was going to stop her from continuing in the industry. For celebrities, the most terrifying thing was to be banned from the industry. Zoe was surprised, angry, and aggrieved by Justin's words. However, she didn't dare to disobey Justin on the surface. I understand, President Cooper. Her voice was as soft as a mosquito, and it was filled with grievance. She thought that she could keep Justin's interest in her alive for a while with her own abilities. But who would have expected that he would get sick of her after a few days? Could it be that the rumors about the company were true? Did President Cooper really fall for Gianna that batch? Zoe gritted her teeth in anger. Let me warn you, don't do anything out of line behind my back, be it to the other celebrities in the company or what. Your current path to stardom is not bad. If you create a scandal, I won't let you off. Yes, President Cooper, I understand. Okay, go out. Don't come back again. You can talk to the vice president about work. There's no need for us to meet each other alone in the future, Justin said viciously. Zoe almost burst into tears. Of course, she didn't know why Justin was so heartless. After Zoe left, Justin took a deep breath. He had finally dealt with a troublemaker. He looked at his watch. It was already 11:30 p.m. Justin wasn't sleepy at all as he searched for Chloe's Snap ID. He tried to add her using her previous number, but it wasn't her number. Then, he remembered that Chloe's account wasn't created with her phone number. Justin tried adding her on Snap again, and it was indeed that number. Chloe's profile picture was the same as before. It was a photo of her on campus. Justin added in the friend invitation remarks, I'm your husband, add me. 3 minutes later, Justin received Chloe's refusal notification, and it had a line. Other than rejecting him, Chloe also added, I'm your mother. Husband? Mother? It seemed quite compatible. Justin couldn't help but laugh. He remembered that it was the same previously. After they met at Southside, Justin completely fell in love with her. From the start when he looked into Chloe's background to later on when he challenged Jack. Now that he thought about it, he was extremely childish back then. From the very beginning, Justin had lost to Jack. He could work harder than Jack, be richer than Jack, and satisfy Chloe's material needs, and love her more than Jack did. However, he had neglected the most important thing. Love is mutual. In this world, there had never been a couple who were only head over heels in love. At that time, Justin was madly in love, so no matter what he did, it was all one-sided. To Chloe, no matter how rich and powerful Justin was, no matter how much he loved her, it was useless because she didn't love him back. To Chloe, Even if Jack wasn't the CEO of GK or the only son of the Dawson family, or without his flawless looks, Chloe would still love him as much. Because he was Jack, the only man Chloe ever loved. Justin once thought that if he were to transmigrate, he would have to transmigrate to his childhood. It would be best if he was in kindergarten. Only then would he have a chance of winning. Only then would he know Chloe longer than Jack did. Therefore, when Justin first thought that he had transmigrated back to the past, he was quite upset. As long as Jack was around, he would always be the one to suffer a crushing defeat. Even when Jack was recuperating in the US and had disappeared for 4 years. Justin took care of Chloe and her mother for almost 4 years. However, he couldn't beat Jack's return. Therefore, after experiencing all this, Justin knew his limits. But he had never thought that he could travel to a parallel universe. There was no Jack, only Chloe. Justin was ecstatic. He even felt that he had sacrificed so much for this extremely precious opportunity. If it wasn't a dream, and if it was real, he would probably die of happiness, right? His friends and family were here, just like before. The only exception was Jack, whom Chloe loved deeply. His thoughts slowly pulled him back to reality. He added Chloe again. "My dear Granny, please add me." "I don't have a grandson as old as you, thank you." Chloe refused again. Justin knew that with Chloe's personality, she wouldn't add someone she didn't know with just a few words. At least for Chloe, she didn't know Justin yet. Therefore, Justin didn't want to scare her and pressure her, because he had a lot of time. He had a lifetime to chase after her and make her fall in love with him. In the other universe, Justin had asked Chloe more than once, "If there wasn't Jack, would you have fallen in love with me?" However, Chloe didn't answer because the hypothetical question didn't make sense. Now, in this parallel universe, everything really came true. Justin was going to spend the rest of his life proving, without Jack, would Chloe fall in love with me? In the early morning, Justin woke up early because he was in a good mood. Then, his mother brought the maids over to deliver a sumptuous breakfast. "Mom." "Yeah?" "You don't have to come over tomorrow. Don't send me any more food." "Why?" Mrs. Cooper was slightly surprised. "I want to eat in the hospital." "Isn't the food in the hospital awful?" Mrs. Cooper remembered her son complaining that the food in the hospital was like pig food. "It doesn't taste good. Yeah, isn't that perfect for dieting?" Justin smiled. Mrs. Cooper couldn't help but laugh. "You child. Why are you losing weight? Health is the most important thing." Just then, Chloe walked in with a tray. "Justin, it's time for the IV." All right, I'll be done immediately." Justin immediately put down the meat bun in his mouth and reached out his arm for Chloe to inject him. Mrs. Cooper was so shocked that her jaw almost dropped. "Mom, I'm having an injection. It's not good to have too many people in the room. Wait for me outside." Justin blinked and sent his mother and Anne away. Before she left, Mrs. Cooper didn't forget to take another look at the nurse, thinking that she was really just average looking. Outside the ward. "And, go ahead, madam. Was there anything strange about young master these 2 days?" "Yeah, a little bit. Tell me about it." Mrs. Cooper sat on a bench along the hospital corridor with her white bag. Anne scratched his head. How should I put it? Anyway, young master has been very paranoid lately. Something's not right. Maybe he's bored in the hospital." "Do you know the girl who gave young master the injection?" "It's Miss Green. She's been giving young master injections lately." "Is she specially appointed to care for him?" Anne nodded and said, "I guess so. Young master was the one who appointed her." "Someone who was specially appointed? When did this happen?" "After young master woke up." "Did young master say anything about how differently he feels towards Miss Green?" After all, Mrs. Cooper was Justin's mother and knew her son well. Even though her son was used to fooling around, she could tell who he was interested in. After all, Justin was an impatient person and couldn't hide his feelings. "It's a little different. Maybe because they are interacting more. Sometimes when Miss Green comes to give young master an injection, young master teases her." "What's Miss Green's background?" Mrs. Cooper continued to ask. And hesitated. He didn't know if he should tell her. "Speak. Tell me what you know and don't hide it from me." Yes, madam. Miss Green's background is very simple. She has a younger brother. She's from a commoner family who lives in the slums of East Borough. Her living conditions aren't very good, but I heard that Miss Green is a straight-A student. She hasn't paid any tuition fees since junior high, and she receives scholarships every year. She graduated from a local medical university. However, because she doesn't have connections, she's still a nurse. What an extraordinary woman. All right, I understand. You have to take good care of the young master. Don't worry, madam. I'll definitely protect young master well. Anne was an honest man. He had been with Justin for a long time, and Mrs. Cooper liked him a lot, in the ward. Nurse, you're so educated. Why are you just a nurse? I think you're qualified to be a doctor. Justin's flattery made Chloe lower her head and focus on arranging her tools. If you don't have connections or money, it's already not bad to be a nurse. Isn't it good to have insurance and money and to continue working until retirement? But I think if you become a doctor, you'll benefit the country and the people, Justin continued. Chloe looked up at Justin. You sure know how to talk. Honestly, if you want to be a doctor, I can help. I don't need it. Before Justin could finish, Chloe rejected him. You won't get just this amount of salary for being a doctor. Your income will multiply many times. I heard that you majored in gynecology in university. Don't you want to be an outstanding gynecologist? Upon hearing Justin's words, Chloe's eyes flickered. She was obviously tempted, but based on what you're saying, what I need is just money. It's so complicated for me to become a doctor, so I might as well marry a rich man, Chloe teased. Sure. Then you should marry me. I'm definitely a rich man. Justin took advantage of the situation. I can tell that you're rich, but you're not old-fashioned enough. Move aside. After being rebuked again, Justin wasn't discouraged because he was mentally prepared. Hey, Chloe. What? Did anyone tell you that your eyelashes are pretty? Justin stared at Chloe's face with a serious expression. Upon hearing this, Chloe put a hand on her forehead. Stop it. My eyelashes are so short that I can barely see them in the mirror. Being so short makes it unique. I'm tired of looking at the thick eyelashes of those flirtatious sluts outside. I like short ones. Justin felt like the conversation was dying. Chloe didn't know whether to laugh or cry as she walked out with the tray. Nurse, please wait. What do you want now? Chloe was so angry that she was speechless. This patient staying in the VIP ward was really weird. My mom won't send me any food from this afternoon onwards. Can you help me get a portion of the food from the hospital's cafeteria? I want you to pack a portion for me after your lunch. Is that okay? The cafeteria food isn't delicious. It's okay. I like food that is not delicious. The food in the cafeteria isn't cheap. I can't use my meal card, Chloe said bluntly. I asked my assistant to top up $100,000 in your meal card. Is that enough? Chloe. F? Of course. She said this vulgarity very softly. What's wrong? Is it not enough? Justin asked on purpose. Brother, your money will last until the day our hospital goes bankrupt. If you have $100,000, why would you eat at the hospital cafeteria? Even the best private restaurant in the city doesn't need $100,000 to deliver food every day. Chloe felt like there was something wrong with the young master of the Cooper family. But I don't like private restaurant food. Sure, whatever. Chloe didn't want to talk to this crazy tycoon anymore. She was going to go crazy. Chloe came from an ordinary family, and Uncle James had a hard time earning money. 2 years ago, her mother fell ill and was hospitalized for a major surgery. Her family was already in debt. Uncle James had no choice but to go to Africa for work and had not returned for 2 years. And this young master in front of her could easily top up $100,000 in the hospital's meal card. What kind of existence was this? After Chloe left, Justin was in a great mood. At lunchtime, Chloe came to deliver food. She was quite honest. Seeing that young master had topped up so much money, she ordered 8 dishes and a soup for him. The entire ward was filled with the scent of pork trotters. Justin was dumbfounded when he saw the dishes. Braised pork trotters, steamed pork shank, braised pork, blackfish stewed tofu, grilled plate beef, fried chicken drumsticks, fried meat with green peppers, and lion head. Doesn't the patient have to eat something light? It's so oily. Is that all right? Justin didn't expect Chloe to be so honest. There were 8 dishes, and all of them were filled to the brim. You injured your leg, not your spleen and stomach. It's okay. Just eat. I'll try to use up all your money earlier. Justin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Eat with me. No. Why not? You're dirty. Look at you. You haven't washed your face or shaved for days. You look so ugly and unsanitary. I'm leaving. Eat slowly. If it's not enough, tell me. I'll buy more. No, that's enough, my dear Granny. After Chloe left, Justin called Ann over. Yes, boss? Take these and eat them with the bodyguards at the door. What about you? Ann scratched his head. I just took a look at these dishes and I'm full, Justin said. Haha, boss, you're so funny. No laughing, get out. Justin only felt better after he sent Ann and the greasy dishes away. His leg was fine. Actually, the doctor had already said that he could be discharged, but Justin refused to leave. At the thought that he could flirt with the lady he loved every single day, he must be drunk. That evening, an uninvited guest came to the hospital. Justin's heart sank when he saw him. Andrew still liked to wear pink. It was such a feminine color. Typically, it would not look good on a man. However, this man was able to hold it. Andrew had short brown hair and wore white loose pants and a light pink suit. In his hand was a fruit basket. What a weird scene. When he walked down the corridor, he was smiling. The nurses could not help but scream. Chloe was playing with her phone at the on-call booth. Her head was lowered so she didn't see him. Andrew picked up an apple from the fruit basket. He placed it beside Chloe's hand. Sister Chloe, I'll treat you to an apple. Chloe looked up. When she saw that it was Andrew, her face darkened. Take it away. I don't want it. Eat. Eating more fruits is good for your skin. Then, before Chloe could say anything, Andrew left. He carried the fruits all the way to Justin's room. When Justin saw him, his expression was extremely complicated. Justin wasn't the Justin from this parallel universe. He was the Justin from another world. So he carried all the memories of the other world. Andrew used to be Justin and Jack's common enemy. This pervert once abducted Chloe to live on a deserted island for quite some time. During that time, Justin and Jack almost went crazy. Justin was happy that Jack wasn't in this world, but he forgot about the fact that Andrew was a big problem. He loved Chloe as much as Justin and Jack did, but the way he did it was too crazy. What are you doing here? Justin was annoyed to see Andrew. What are you saying? As a business partner of Imperial Star, I'm here to see President Cooper. I don't need it. Brother Cooper, you're so cold to me. What's going on? Is it because one of your artists jumped ship to the Green Corporation? Andrew was confused by Justin's disdain. After all, they had been drinking together recently. Although his relationship with Justin wasn't great, they weren't enemies. Only then did Justin adjust his emotions. He couldn't be too obvious, or else he might expose himself. Look at you. You're dressed in all kinds of colors like a peacock. Aren't you ashamed? Justin lectured him. Andrew looked down at his suit. I've been wearing this since I was 18. There's nothing wrong with it, brother. You're here to see a patient, and you're carrying just a fruit basket? Aren't you embarrassed? You're the vice president of the Green Corporation? What else do you want? Andrew smiled. You're not giving me a red pocket? Justin waved his phone. Are you blackmailing me? Andrew laughed. No, I'm asking you directly. Fine. I'll transfer $888 to shut you up. Andrew helplessly took out his phone. Transfer 2 more 8s, or I'll look down on you. As expected, Justin was more influential, and Andrew ended up transferring $88,888. Then, he didn't forget to tell him, hurry up and take a screenshot and post it on your friend's circle. Let everyone see how nice I am to you. Justin ignored him and replied, Andrew, business cooperation is fine, and you can call me brother. But, let me tell you, don't touch Chloe, or I'll kill you. Andrew looked at Justin and chuckled. Chloe, do you like her? Stop it. I'm not joking, I'm telling the truth. You better listen carefully. It wasn't easy for Justin to come to a world without Jack. He didn't want to lose to Andrew. Then, Andrew burst into laughter. What are you laughing at? Justin was unhappy. Andrew lowered his head, and his laughter was unexpectedly pleasant to hear. "Justin, are you out of your mind? I, Andrew, can have any woman I want. I'm not that desperate to have sex with my sister." "You're not even blood-related," Justin replied. "Aren't we blood-related by having the same father? Have you gone crazy from your injury?" Andrew was speechless. "Weren't you adopted? When did you guys become blood-related?" In a moment of desperation, Justin talked about Andrew's adoption, but he soon blamed himself. One wouldn't brag in front of a cripple, so this was obviously a shortcoming of Andrew. To his surprise, not only was Andrew not angry, he even laughed out loud. "Young Master Cooper, I think this car accident really hurt you. Even the president of an entertainment company can't spread rumors. Chloe's mother used to be my father's ex-girlfriend, but they broke up and gave birth to her. There's nothing wrong with that. My grandfather married my mother to Timothy and gave birth to me. There's nothing wrong with that. Chloe and I share the same surname and father. So, don't worry. Even if all the women in the world die, I won't have my eye on my sister." Upon hearing this, Justin froze. "What about Evelyn? What about Brenny and Liam?" Justin asked. "Who?" Andrew didn't seem to have heard him. "Evelyn, Brenny, and Liam," Justin repeated. "I've never heard of these people. Justin, are you dreaming?" "Fine. I won't talk nonsense with you anymore. I came to see you out of kindness. Not only was I extorted by you, I was also slandered. You're not suitable to be a boss. You're suitable to be a paparazzi. Ha ha. By the way, I've taken a liking to one of the female artists your company signed with. If you don't go after her, I'll do it." Andrew waved his hand and got up to leave. Before he left, he even teased Justin. Justin was confused. Justin immediately called in. "Boss, what is it?" "Whose son is Andrew?" Justin asked out of nowhere. The old chairman of the Green Corporation, Timothy Green." "Wasn't he adopted?" Justin looked up at An with a sharp gaze. "Ahem. Boss, where did you hear that from? Young Master Gren is the child of the Green family. Rumor has it that Miss Green is also Timothy's daughter, but no one has confirmed it. Over the years, Miss Green and her mother have never been in contact with the Green family. Other than that, does Timothy have other children and wives?" "No, I don't know if he has raised one secretly, but young Master Green is his only son." Justin had a lot on his mind. "Boss, did you hear some gossip? Is it accurate? The Green family is a prestigious family. We can't spout nonsense. Be careful not to get sued." And quietly reminded Justin. Justin's mind was in a mess as he sorted out the information. In other words, in this world, Chloe and Andrew were half-siblings, while Liam and Brenny didn't exist. This was really good news. "Anne, huh? You're very handsome today?" Anne coughed awkwardly and said, "Boss, although you've been very good to me these past few years, I still have something to tell you." "Go ahead." Justin played with his phone as he listened to Anne. "I don't like guys," Anne said. "Ah, me neither." "Then just now..." You're not thinking too much, are you? Just because I told you that you are handsome today, it means I have feelings for you? Why don't you look at yourself?" Justin almost jumped up and hit Anne on the head. What kind of nonsense was this fellow thinking? He actually thought that he was interested in him. "Ha ha, I misunderstood. It's good that you are not." When Anne heard that he had misunderstood, he immediately grinned, revealing his 8 teeth. "You're so stupid. No wonder Fiona doesn't like you." "Huh? Fiona? Who's Fiona?" Justin suddenly realized that he had let it slip. He wasn't sure if Fiona existed in this world. From the looks of it, Chloe might really be Timothy's biological daughter, which meant that there wasn't any plot at Towtown. Without Professor Wagner, there would be no Fiona or Riker. Without Jack, there would be no Rick or Avery. What about Max's wife? Although he discovered the benefits of this world, he gradually realized that many people were missing. What made Justin most conflicted was, if Jack wasn't here, Chloe wouldn't have married him. That was originally great news. However, without Jack, the twins wouldn't exist in the future. Justin's heart ached at the thought of those 2 cute kids. Little Bean and Pudding's appearance brought much happiness to his life. In the beginning, when the children were born, he treated them well because he loved their mother. He wanted Chloe to feel touched and let the children like him. But after taking care of them for so long, he really treated them like his own. Justin could guarantee that he loved the twins as much as Jack did. However, the twins wouldn't be there in this world. Boss, your mood has fluctuated a lot recently. You're happy at one moment and depressed at the next. What's wrong? Just think of it as my period, Justin said, and felt like sweating. I've only heard of women having their period. I've never heard of men having their period. Cut the crap. Get out, get out. I'm going to bed. The next morning, Justin's leg had almost fully recovered. When the attending doctor came to visit in the morning, he specifically told Justin that he could get out of bed and walk slowly to get some exercise. He didn't see Chloe that day because he didn't need an IV. Justin was restless. He wasn't in the mood to eat. With Anne's help, he slowly walked along the corridor to the back garden of the hospital. However, he saw Chloe talking and laughing with a stranger. Justin desperately searched through his memories. He realized that the young man was a soldier introduced to Chloe by a patient next door. He was immediately filled with anger. And go back and get my phone. Justin took the opportunity to send Anne away. Okay, boss, don't wander around. After Anne left, Justin limped over. When he got close, he heard the fellow saying to Chloe, I heard that you broke up with your ex-boyfriend a long time ago. Have you considered starting a new relationship? I'm in the army, so I can apply for my wife to follow the army and live in the family building. But you might need to make some adjustments for your job. We have a military hospital over there, so I can find some connections and arrange for you to start work there. What do you think? Before Chloe could respond, Justin charged forward. You keep talking about using connections? Even I, a former soldier, feel embarrassed for you? Do you think that your family owns the army and you can transfer whoever you want? The blind date looked at Justin in confusion. May I know, who are you? My surname is Cooper, and my name is Justin. Justin was a little anxious and angry as he introduced himself. You're Justin? That man must have heard of this name a long time ago. It was not strange. After all, the Cooper family's status in the military was second only to one person and above everyone else. Justin, are you crazy? Why are you here? Embarrassed, Chloe glanced at the patient she wasn't familiar with. You're the one who's sick. You're a man with a boyfriend, yet you came to a blind date. Isn't that shameful? When did Chloe was about to speak. Justin interrupted her again. Didn't you just have an argument with me? Isn't it normal for couples to quarrel? You can't go on a blind date just to piss me off. It's fine if it's a blind date, but can you find someone more decent? You even like a company commander. Is there something wrong with your eyes? Do you need me to make you a pair of glasses? Justin, screw you. Chloe was about to go crazy. The moment the man heard that, he understood what was going on. Then, he turned around and looked at Chloe. Miss Green, so you already have a boyfriend. You shouldn't have come on a blind date with me, and you shouldn't have lied to my grandpa. He told me that you're single. I'm single, Chloe wanted to explain, but Justin interrupted her again. Chloe, stop it, okay? I'll go home and kneel on the ground to apologize. Don't be mad at me. You know how much I care and love you. We can't lose face in front of outsiders. If you have something to say, let's go home and discuss. Who wants to discuss with you behind closed doors? Justin, are you crazy? Chloe was a sharp-tongued genius, but at this moment, she was completely thrown off balance by Justin. She wanted to explain, but couldn't. Clearly, her blind date was a little angry. Since that's the case, I won't disturb the two of you. Have a good chat. The blind date was self-aware and left. Hey, let me explain. It's not like that. Chloe wanted to say something else, but Justin grabbed her arm. Chloe, don't go. Chloe, your head. Chloe turned around and gave him a hard shove, perhaps out of anger. Justin immediately fell to the ground. His legs were already injured, so the fall made it even worse. The moment he landed on the ground, Justin deliberately shouted, Ouch, it hurts! Oh no, now I'm really going to break my leg. Just as Chloe was about to leave, she heard Justin screaming and felt bad. Are you all right? Are you dead? If you don't help me up, I'm going to die. Chloe was furious, but she couldn't bear to leave Justin here. Thus, she stepped forward and helped him up with her weak body. This was the first time Justin had been so close to Chloe ever since he transmigrated to the parallel world. When their bodies touched, he could even smell her unique body scent. Justin suppressed the passionate love he felt for Chloe from the bottom of his heart. He put on a look of abstinence, afraid that he would be too impatient and scare her. "Why do you look so bitter? If you don't want me to support you, you can walk on your own." Chloe looked up at Justin, who was standing so close to her. No, I'm willing. Thank you, nurse." Justin smiled ingratiatingly. "I'm really repaying evil with kindness. From the moment you ruined my blind date, I shouldn't have cared about you and should have left you to fend for yourself." Chloe said angrily, "You should thank me. That kid doesn't look like a good person. If you get together with him and he abuses you in the future, you will be in a pitiful state." "How do you know he would commit domestic violence? Do you know him?" "I know how to read physiognomy. Really, he doesn't suit you," Justin said in all seriousness. Chloe was so angry that she laughed. "Justin, stop playing dirty tricks with me. You're talking about physiognomy. If you really knew things, why didn't you help yourself? Why did you get yourself into a car accident? Do you think I'm a 3-year-old kid who would listen to your bluffing? Plus, if he doesn't suit me, who does? All the girls at Southside want a good boyfriend. Why can't I?" "Then you can find someone better than him. It'll be hard on you to be with a small company commander." "I know my place. A company commander is not bad. I'm not some socialite's daughter. These conditions are enough for me." "If you don't find someone better, how are you going to make your ex regret it? I heard that Simon is getting married to a nurse. That nurse is the third party who stepped into your relationship, right?" "You investigated me?" Chloe angrily stopped in her tracks and glared at Justin. "Of course not. I heard the gossip from the nurses at your hospital. You know that the First Hospital and Southside are chain hospitals. They know everything that's going on there. I heard it by accident. Don't misunderstand me." "Whatever happened to Simon is in the past. It has nothing to do with me. Even if he marries the mayor's daughter, it's none of my business." Chloe was still the same as herself from another world. She looked like a pretentious prick who was calm and collected, always acting like it's none of her business. Justin almost hugged her just now. He was so familiar with Chloe like this. This was the Chloe he had loved for so many years. "Then you can find a better boyfriend to piss him off." "I can't find it. I'm not at that standard." "I can introduce you." Justin smiled. "I don't need one, thanks." "What do you think of me?" Justin volunteered. "Do you want to hear the truth?" "Yes, be honest." "You're not that great either. You have a bad temper, you're picky with food, you talk a lot of nonsense, you look like a girl. Most importantly, you have too many women, you're like a stud horse." Although Chloe didn't like to gossip, she had heard a lot about this man's love history at Southside. When Justin was hospitalized and unconscious, there were at least 80 women who came to visit. All the famous actresses, female hosts, models, socialites, and even the fourth-generation daughters of the officials were here. Therefore, Chloe felt that she couldn't afford to offend a big shot like Justin. Moreover, she didn't have a high opinion of him. Men who liked too many women were promiscuous. "Ahem. What you see isn't the real me. It's just on the surface. You have to understand the real me in the depths of your heart. I'm the most affectionate man in the world," Justin promised Chloe seriously. "Haha, don't talk nonsense. I'm the most beautiful woman in the world too then," Chloe teased. "In my heart you are," Justin blurted out. Chloe froze for a second. She realized that when Justin looked at her, there was something different with his gaze. He didn't look like he was just teasing her. Chloe had always been a girl with a high EQ and IQ. She had a feeling that this man was looking at her strangely. The reason she found it strange was because she could see the devotion in his eyes. But how long had this man known her? He had been hospitalized for less than 10 days. What deep feelings could there be? Chloe never believed in love at first sight. She used to tease Sarah that love at first sight wasn't real, but just liking for someone's looks. As long as you were good-looking, most men would fall in love with you at first sight. In Chloe's heart, she believed that love grows over time. Unfortunately, the person who could make her develop feelings for him over time did not appear. From middle school to high school, She had been wooed by many boys, but she would always reject them. Chloe wasn't the kind of woman who looked pretty at first glance, but once you know her, you might be attracted to her personality and personal charm. A straight-A student like her was like a goddess in the hearts of many boys. Unfortunately, none of those men were Chloe's type. After she went to university, Simon pursued her for 3 whole years. For 3 years, he helped her get water, food, and clean the classroom. Chloe didn't mind Simon's poor family background. She thought that he was reliable. But men were always like that. They would watch the ones in the pot and eat the ones in the pan. Less than half a year after graduation, Simon cheated on her with another nurse. Chloe was glad that they didn't have any physical intimacy. In the end, they broke up. Even though he pestered her a few times, Chloe rejected him. She had always thought of herself as an outstanding person, but in the world of relationships, she seemed to lack something. In the past, she hated blind dates, but when she arrived at Southside, many patients took the initiative to introduce dates to her. As time passed, Chloe slowly accepted it. However, Justin's appearance was like a sudden clap of thunder that disrupted her peaceful life. "Justin, what's your motive?" she asked. "What motive could I have?" "Did you come to Southside to get close to me on purpose?" "No," Justin shook his head. "There are so many hospitals in the city. Why did you come to Southside?" "I heard your hospital has good facilities and a nice environment. It also has lots of girls." "Haha, that's enough. I came to Southside because of the best equipment and top-notch doctors." "Then why do you seem to be targeting me?" Chloe wasn't stupid. She had a feeling that Justin was up to something by asking her to do the injections. "I'm not targeting you. I just like you." "I don't believe you. What are you up to?" "Miss Chloe, what do you think I'm after? Tell me, what do you have?" Chloe couldn't respond. She really didn't have anything compared to Justin, who had a powerful background. Chloe's background couldn't withstand a single blow. "Did he ask you to look for me?" Chloe lowered her head. Her eyelashes looked really pretty from this angle. "Who is he?" Justin was confused. "Timothy. He told Andrew to contact me before, but my mom and I will never forgive him. He's a jerk." That was how Chloe commented on her biological father. In the parallel world, Justin found out that Timothy was Chloe's biological father, so there wouldn't be the professor and Fiona here. "Ah, it's not him. I don't care about that old man." Justin smiled. "Forget it. I won't talk nonsense with you anymore. Go back to the ward and rest." Chloe decided to stop talking nonsense with Justin. She felt like he was glib-tongued and never spoke the truth. With Chloe's help, Justin walked faster than before, and was about to run back to his boss with his phone. From a distance, he saw that Chloe was supporting his boss, and he immediately knew his place. He immediately found a place to hide. After Chloe helped Justin back to his room and left, Anne finally appeared. "Boss, you're teasing the nurse again." "What do you mean again? You're talking like I used to tease her in the past." Justin rolled his eyes at Anne. "Boss, your phone," and obediently handed over his phone. Justin took it and immediately opened his Snap. Chloe still hadn't added him. "Boss." "Yeah? Are you interested in that nurse?" "Even you can tell?" Justin replied absent-mindedly as he played with his phone. "The entire hospital can tell, it's so obvious," and pouted. "Is there a problem?" Justin looked up at Anne. "Forgive me for being blunt, but that nurse isn't very pretty either. She doesn't seem like the type of person you used to like." "What did I like before?" Justin asked, amused. Anne rested his chin on his hand and thought about it carefully. Then he said, "You used to like someone who is pretty, has a big butt, big breasts, long hair, big eyes, someone who can act cute, coax people, dance, and sing." "Was I that blind before?" "I don't like those kinds of women anymore," Justin promised seriously. "Then Miss Zoe, Miss Gianna, none of them are my type." "So, boss, are you interested in the young nurse and want to woo her? How many months are you planning to be with her this time?" And thought that his boss might find it refreshing because he had never interacted with nurses before, and that nurse always dissed him. That was why he was so interested. However, based on the boss's bad temper, he would probably get sick of her within a few months. By then, he would have to change to another partner. However, this time, Justin said, "I plan to be with her for the rest of my life." "No way! Don't tell me you're going to get married to her?" Anne was confused. No, I'm intending to bear children with her," and almost vomited blood upon hearing this. Give birth? This was something the boss didn't want to talk about before, because everyone knew that Justin didn't like kids. When he saw other children, he would not find them cute. He was not even interested in playing with them. Mrs. Cooper once said that she wanted Justin to get married and have children as soon as possible. Back then, Justin said that he was a celibate, and he didn't want kids. He hated those naughty kids. Yet he took the initiative to say that he wanted to have a child with the nurse, and felt like his brain capacity was at its limits. "Boss, have you been possessed? I think we should find an expert to have a look at you." "Look at your grandpa. I'm fine." Okay, cut the crap. Go out. I'm going to take an afternoon nap." Justin was in a good mood. After Anne left, he chatted with Brenton and Max in the group for a while before taking a nap at the on-call station. "Chloe, why do I feel like young Master Cooper is interested in you?" The other nurse looked at Chloe enviously. "Impossible. We all know what kind of person Justin is. He's just bored in the hospital. He's just teasing us. We can't take him seriously." "Chloe, I think this is a good opportunity. If you have a relationship with Justin, you don't need to be a nurse anymore. Look at those actresses from Imperial Star. All of them are worth millions." Chloe smiled upon hearing his sour words. "He has a net worth of tens of millions. It's just fate. As a commoner, I don't expect too much." "Chloe, this is your chance." "No, I'm a self-aware person. Young Master Cooper is a big shot who doesn't suit me." Chloe and her colleagues were just chatting casually, but she was also speaking from the bottom of her heart. As for money, everyone loved it, but it also depended on what kind of money it was. Justin's family background was far from Chloe's, let alone the fact that she was living with her stepfather and brother. So what if she became Timothy's daughter? Even if she was a socialite, she might not be blissful marrying Justin. These rich second-generation heirs had been able to do whatever they wanted since they were young. Women were just accessories to them. It was probably faster than changing clothes. Chloe and Sarah were childhood friends. Since Sarah was an air stewardess, she would occasionally come into contact with the rich. Some of Sarah's colleagues had married into good families. They weren't extremely rich and only had family assets in tens of millions. What was life like after their marriages? They all had to watch the faces of their mother-in-law and father-in-law. Since they had no money, it was not easy for them to stay in a wealthy family. When Chloe was working at the OB/GYN department at the first hospital, she saw a rich young mistress with her own eyes. When she gave birth, she wanted to perform a C-section because her stomach was getting too big. Clearly, the child was not small. However, her mother-in-law, who was from a wealthy family, said that a natural childbirth would be better for the child and did not agree to it. She insisted on giving birth naturally and did not allow the woman's husband to sign. In the end, the woman bled profusely, and both the mother and child died. Then, the family members came to the hospital to cause trouble and extorted $50 million. They were really top-notch. After seeing through the fickleness of human nature, Chloe no longer had any hopes of finding a rich husband. She only hoped to find someone who was nice to her and her family. She wanted to live her life peacefully, so she didn't want to have anything to do with Justin. Justin's leg was almost healed, and he was about to be discharged. Once Justin was discharged, he would probably forget about her and never come back. Chloe didn't want to be delusional. Hence, she merely laughed it off in the face of everyone's jokes, in the ward. Justin wanted to get to know Chloe more, but he didn't want her to be suspicious. After all, this girl was too smart. Any movement from him and she would be very alert. Justin wouldn't tell her directly that he was another Justin from a parallel world, that he loved her so much that he couldn't stop himself. And that was the reason he transmigrated here to start over with her. No one would believe that, let alone Chloe. After thinking about it, Justin decided to hide everything. He wanted to woo Chloe first. He thought back to his previous world, where Justin had a high fever and Chloe stayed with him for a while. Justin decided to take a cold shower in the bathroom. When he came out, he was freezing. Not only that, he even turned on the air conditioner. He switched it to strong wind mode. Instantly, a gust of cold wind blew, and Justin kept sneezing. Achoo! Achoo! Boss, what are you doing, turning the air conditioner to strong wind mode? When Anne walked in, he saw Justin sitting on the bed with a blanket over his head and with his hair wet. He kept sneezing. Ah, I'm training my immune system. Are you kidding me? You're asking for it. If the madam sees this, she'll scold me to death. Don't do this. Anne was scared out of his wits when he saw his boss torturing himself like that. It's fine. Madam won't be able to see it because I've already called my mother and told her not to come over for the next few days. I have to deal with work at the hospital. Brilliant. And suddenly felt that his boss had become much smarter after the accident. So what do we do now? And panicked when he saw his boss in such a state. Go find Chloe and tell her I have a fever. Miss Green again. Anne shook his head helplessly. He didn't know what was wrong with the boss for being nuts about the nurse at Southside. Chloe had been on the night shift, so she started packing to get off work in the morning, and ran over in a hurry. Miss Green, what is it? My boss has a fever. Go take a look quickly. I'm off duty. But my boss has a fever. Then you can look for other doctors and nurses. Chloe was extremely calm. After all, Justin was a man, so it didn't matter if he had a fever. The boss doesn't allow anyone else to do the injection. He said that their skills are bad. He only wants Miss Green to do it. It's all right. A fever is nothing. He doesn't need any injections. He just needs some medicine. Chloe continued to pack her things, took off her white coat, put on her own coat, and prepared to leave. My boss also said that if Miss Green is willing to help him cool down his fever, he'll add $5,000 to your overtime pay. Of course, Justin didn't say that, but in thought that if he didn't say that, Miss Green probably wouldn't go. As expected. Chloe stopped when she heard the $5,000 overtime pay. If that's the case, I'll go with you. After all, Justin is my patient. It's not good to see him having a fever, right? Anne, who was standing behind Chloe, muttered, You put it nicely, but it's all because of the $5,000 overtime pay. Although Anne made the decision on his own, he didn't think his boss would blame him. After all, his boss was obsessed with Miss Green. Not only would his boss not blame him, but he would also even reward him. In the end, Chloe still went to Justin's room. However, because it was almost time to get off work, she was wearing casual clothes. Chloe's clothes weren't expensive, but they were all presentable. At least they suited her. You have a fever? I feel a little cold. Justin was covered in a blanket and his body trembled. Let me take your temperature. Chloe took out the thermometer. Open your mouth, she said. Justin obediently opened his mouth. Chloe put it in and ordered, Close your mouth and take it out in 5 minutes. Don't leave yet. Afraid that Chloe would leave, Justin quickly stopped her. I'm not leaving. I'm going to get some wet towels and ice you up. Chloe took off her coat and hung it on the hanger. She placed her bag beside the bed and walked towards the washroom. Anne took the opportunity to rush over and said in a low voice, I told her that you were going to pay her $5,000 as overtime pay. Only then was she willing to come. Otherwise, she would have already knocked off work. Well done. Justin was elated. Anne took a look and realized that he had made the right move. Justin took out his phone and quietly transferred $10,000 to Anne. Help me give her $5,000 later on. As for the other $5,000, it's your reward. Also, you can go out now. When Chloe leaves, you can come back. Don't be a third wheel here. Anne was speechless. It seemed that his boss was starting to dislike him, and left with his phone. Chloe opened the wet towel and looked at Justin. Lie down. Justin obediently lay down on the bed, and Chloe placed a towel on his forehead. Thank you, Dr. Green. I'm not a doctor yet. I'm a nurse. You'll be a doctor sooner or later. No, you'll be the director sooner or later. Justin smiled like a blooming flower. I'll be counting on your blessings. In the future, when I become the hospital director, I'll waive the bill when you come for treatment. Blah, blah, blah. What do you mean by that, Chloe? Why would I come here for treatment? Chloe immediately broke into laughter. Then she looked at Justin and said, Not bad. You have not gone dumb from the fever. I'm smart. Why would I become stupid? Justin looked at Chloe with disdain. Chloe skillfully removed the thermometer that was about to fall out of Justin's mouth. Then, she took a look and said, "Wow, that's really impressive. It's already 38.5 degrees. What does that mean? Is it high?" Justin stared at her. "Yes, it's quite high. Have some fever medicine." "Didn't you say that fever medicine is bad for the kidney? I don't want it." "So, do you want to burn yourself into a fool, or are you really that worried about your kidney?" Chloe crossed her arms and looked at him helplessly. She knew that he had a lot of girlfriends, and he had even more rumored girlfriends. It was really unbelievable that he was worried about his kidney when he was having a fever. "Then I'll burn myself into a fool. After all, my kidney is very important and must be protected." With his cheeky face, Justin was obviously teasing Chloe. "Don't talk nonsense, take your medicine, or you'll get an injection on your butt. Do you want it?" Chloe tried to scare him. "No, I don't want it. So choose between an injection or taking medicine." "Can't I get an IV?" Justin hated the smell of medicine. "An IV is fine, but in your current state, you probably need to take 3 bottles before your fever subsides. If you take medicine, a single dose will do." Chloe spoke like she was coaxing a child, and Justin suddenly felt very touched. Chloe was a kind person. No matter what kind of patient she treated, she was professional and patient. Even if she wasn't Professor Wagner's daughter and wasn't that talented, she was still the woman Justin loved the most, and his heart had never changed. Even though he had transmigrated from a different world, she was the same. The word Chloe Green was Justin's lifelong belief. "Ahem, you decide. I don't really know." "Of course it's better to take medicine. The side effects are little and quick to take effect. Wait for me to get the medicine. Here's your money." Justin picked up his wallet and was about to look for his money. He suddenly thought of something and said with a smile, "I don't have any more cash. Add me on Snap, and I'll transfer the money to you." Chloe looked at him faintly and said, "No need. I'll pay for you." Then, she turned around and left suavely. It probably didn't cost much, or else Chloe wouldn't be so willing to pay. But her intentions were still clear. She obviously did not want to add him on Snap. Why was it so difficult? Justin took out his phone and asked in the private group chat with Brenton and Max. "Justin, hey you two, tell me, how can I ask a girl to add me on Snap?" Brenton, "Oh? You weren't rejected, were you?" Max, "It can't be. Which girl here doesn't know Justin's name? If you asked for their Snap, how many lifetimes of fortune would that be for the girl? How could she refuse?" Justin, "Ahem, she rejected me." Brenton, "Ha, I'm interested in her now. I want to see what kind of woman would reject Justin." Max, That's right. Ha. Our young Master Cooper is not an ordinary person. Justin's name represents supreme power, money, status, and the aura of a prestigious family." Justin, "Stop talking nonsense and think of something for me." Justin's dominance rose again. In this parallel world, Brenton and Max were exactly the same as in that world, so Justin really didn't hold anything back and treated them as good brothers. Justin's matter had seriously stirred Max's heart for gossip. This guy was so excited that he didn't type anymore. Instead, he used voice chat. "Max," voice message. "Young Master Cooper, let me tell you, ha. There are many ways to get a girl's Snap. For example, you can say, 'My phone ran out of battery. Can you lend yours to me? I am going to call my family to say that I miss them.' When you call them, she will definitely step aside. Then can't you just add yourself?" Brenton, "Why don't you pretend that you got lost when you went out for a walk and go to the place she frequents? When she passes by, you can ask her how to get back to the ward. No matter what she says, just pretend that you don't understand. Just tell her directly, 'Add me on Snap, send me a location, and I'll take the GPS back.'" Justin, "Isn't that stupid?" Max, "Haha, that's really stupid." Brenton, "Aren't you asking a stupid question anyway?" Justin, "F you guys, let's end our friendship." Justin was so angry that he stopped talking to them. He felt like he had 2 immoral brothers who would tease him from time to time. Chloe had just returned after he put down his phone. With medicine in her hand, this method is very simple. You just need to pull it out and let the first drop enter your mouth. If it tastes strange, you can drink some water. When Justin took Chloe's medicine, he didn't dare to touch her hand. However, when he held the bottle, he could feel the warmth from Chloe's palm. Under Chloe's gaze, Justin obediently drank the medicine and took 2 sips of water. He lay down on the bed. Although his body was still running a fever, Justin felt very happy in his heart. Staying in this parallel world for the rest of his life was the happiest thing. After taking the medicine, Chloe didn't leave. She was afraid that Justin would feel uncomfortable, so she sat down on a nearby chair. She took out her phone and connected it to the Wi-Fi in the hospital. She opened her application and watched her television drama seriously. While Chloe was watching her drama, Justin was secretly watching her. When she looked over, Justin pretended to play with his phone again. About 10 minutes later, the room was quiet. Chloe had her headphones on. Justin couldn't help but put down his phone. "What drama are you watching?" "Descendants of the Sun," Chloe said. Justin had never watched this TV series before. As a straight and manly guy, he rarely watched Korean dramas, but he would occasionally watch movies like Train to Busan. Justin was also a hardcore fan of Marvel, so he liked shows with Spider-Man, Iron Man, Hulk, and Captain America. He went to the cinema to watch the entire Marvel's Hero series, but he didn't know anything about Descendants of the Sun. But he wouldn't criticize his girlfriend for watching a brainless television drama like other men. After all, everyone has their own preferences and rights. This was especially true for the Descendants of the Sun. Even in the parallel universe, Chloe was watching this show when she first met Justin. She seemed to be fascinated by the male protagonist in the movie, a Korean celebrity named Song Joong-ki. Justin suddenly felt emotional and touched. He also understood that the time in this parallel world was 5 years ago. It was where Justin met Chloe, the place where Justin's dream began. "What's wrong? Are you feeling unwell?" Chloe carefully observed Justin's reddened eyes. My eyes are a little uncomfortable. Can you blow them for me?" Justin wanted to hide his excitement, but he accidentally used the most old-fashioned way of flirting. However, Chloe believed him. Thanks for tuning in to the Cool Audio Podcast. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a fellow story lover. Until next time, stay cool and keep listening.